All right, we made it. End of the semester. This is my 4.4 PE4 video, and this is my concept elevate on Mission Ave. Uh, so my primary areas of interest here were we really like this site because it's got a lot of interesting things going on for it. There's a lot of public parks, a lot of green space around the area, but there's also obviously a rail yard right behind the lot, and two large bridges, blah blah blah. So the interaction with the bridges and the rail yards, the interactions with the parks, especially that Sixth Street Viaduct Park that's directly adjacent to our lot. And then we also really wanted to focus on elevating up above, both to deal with the noise as well as to get views of the downtown skyline and the mountains off to the east. So key takeaways from Boyle Heights in my research: a lot of cultural and historical diversity. It's very close to a lot of educational institutions in downtown LA. So students. And there's definitely a need for affordable housing, especially in that area. I also noticed that there's kind of an evolving family dynamic in the area. There's a lot of old people, but there's also a lot of young couples and new families moving there to kind of get out of the city a little bit, but still be close enough to work. So I really wanted to play with kind of the social interactions and really take advantage of that. So here is kind of a traffic diagram showing what the traffic is going to look like on our site, where the access is going to potentially be, and where those kind of problem areas like the rail yard and the two large bridges might be. Here's some context, just kind of the existing buildings around us and what's going on in the neighborhood. And then we'll get into some street views, just some things to point out here. There's a lot of slides, and I've got 5 minutes, so you've also already seen all this. So. Process work. I went through 3 different iterations. First one started off kind of a 2 tower with a shared courtyard down the middle, and then went more of a lower density with more open space for the residents for iteration 2. And then iteration 3 is not exactly what I ended up going with, but it definitely evolved from there. So here is a little site context, quick and easy. Oops. Here is my egress isometric. You can see all the way from the roof, we've got bridges to go across. We go to the left over to the central circulation that Lauren and I's building share. And yeah, just go down. They've got 2 vertical circulation corridors on either end there. This is ADA accessible, just plan unit, and this one is specifically aimed at the elderly people. And then path of travel, you can see every unit, easy path of travel, you can get across anywhere you need to go. Here we've got kind of the programmatic organization. You can see in yellow there the circulation that I was talking about. And then kind of just going down the line from left to right, we've got green are the roommate units, pink couple, red elderly, purple family, and then orange is the student units down there on the end. The darker kind of tealy blue up top is community and shared space. So we'll see a little bit more of that later. The chartreuse lime green is parking and mechanical. And then you'll see front of house up there and commercial space in the lighter blue. Here's kind of the environment around our site. Again, kind of focusing on those 3 primary interests that we wanted to talk about: the views of both mountains and downtown, and then the interaction with the rail yard and loud noises from the bridge, as well as having that nice shared green space with the 6th Street Viaduct Park. Here's my passive systems isometric. Really what I wanted to get across here is the kind of abundance of outdoor activity. All of my circulation is outdoor, and obviously taking advantage of LA's wonderful climate, but also just for health and well-being. I wanted to not necessarily have too much open green space on my site due to the adjacency to the brand new park, but I did want to still have a lot of good amenities and spaces that people could relax and enjoy. Yellow there is representing solar panels on top of the gym, as well as the community lounge up there on the roof. The blue arrows is wind. You can see with the bridges going across and everything, we kind of get this little funnel of air coming down the middle and goes all the way through into the Lawrence Courtyard as well. Yeah. Here we have my structural diagram. Here's just a little overall. I've got some more stuff though. We'll see. I think this one's looking a little too messy. So on the top left there, you can see the vertical structure. We've got concrete, 24 by 24 concrete columns in red there, and then W14 steel columns going up at the residential level. You can see the elevator concrete shafts in purple. And then over there on the right in blue are the horizontal structural beams. Down below, you can kind of get a little better layout, a little cleaner. And then here are these enlarged. Here is a master site plan that the 4 of us came up with. Mainly me. But yeah, master site plan. And then zooming in on more of my local site. Kind of touched on this before, but in favor of saving space on the lot, as it's a long lot, but it wasn't very big to have 4 separate buildings. So Lauren and I, since we both are in Arizona, we decided to help our teammates. We would push our buildings together and share that central circulation so that we could have some more room on the lot. And honestly, that kind of became the limiting factor here was playing with space. So here are some site and building sections. On the top, you can see from street, Mission Ave side, looking towards the canal. You can see the ramps and the garage and everything. And then on the bottom, you got the view facing the 6th Street Viaduct. So you'll basically be looking into my kind of courtyard space, I guess. This is the G-1 level, so underground parking. You can see you come down the ramp there and then loop around, and then ground level G1. So you come in on the left, you can go around down to the G-1. You got commercial up front, lobby up front, and then the shared circulation as well. And then dumpsters off of this as well. We've got a trash chute there. Up to G2, this is the top level of the podium structure. There's a mezzanine level in the lobby for the mail rooms. And then above the commercial space is where all of the mechanical, electrical, plumbing is housed. So this is L1, the first of the residential floors. And this one, I wanted to definitely have a lot of community space. So there's a big terrace, some seating areas, and a little grassy area for pets. And then this is what a typical unit level looks like. You can see those access bridges across. Didn't want any dead end corridors or anything like that. Yeah. And then the rooftop, I think, is probably my favorite part of the project, but a lot of community space. We got a Nice little pool up there, outdoor dining, a lot of barbecues, seating areas, some fire pits. You just kind of sit back, enjoy the vibe. Community lounge up top there, little kitchenette, pool table, just a nice spot to hang out. And you'll see later on in the renders, great views from both the gym and the lounge. Here's an enlarged view of the lobby layout. So you can see we've got some public bathroom in there, elevator obviously servicing the mezzanine, and stairs go up, and then little back of house office space and front of house office space. This was just an example of kind of one of the seating areas, enlarged terrace plan. And then a little closer up of the community lounge here. Then we'll get into our units. So first off, student unit, smallest of them, aimed to kind of be what you need without much more. We've got the elderly unit, obviously accessible. You got a bonus room, which can be used as a guest room or for hobbies, arts and crafts, whatever you want. Then we got the couple unit, a little bit more space, obviously. I'm thinking younger people want to be entertaining a little bit, nice big kitchen. They've got a workspace, a little nook as well, big closet. And then here's the family unit. Definitely trying to pack as much in as we can. Obviously, we wanted to try to get high density, but still have that efficiency of space. And then here, catering towards more roommates. This is a double primary layout, and then they share the living and the kitchen, nice big pantry as well. Here is a building section from the west there. You can see up top on the left, there's a gym. You can see the pool. And, but yeah. And then section cutting through, you can see the L1 terrace there, as well as the underground parking, kind of how the ramps work a little bit too. And then here is an enlarged building or a wall section. The podium structure is concrete, obviously, like I mentioned before. It's got concrete walls, 8-inch, and then as it moves up into the residential levels, there's kind of a mixed typology, and you'll see kind of half the building is a brick vibe, while the other half is more industrial with steel plating or metal plating rather. And then so all the way to the roof. You can see planters there too. Here is exterior elevation from the west. So this is the canal side. Down there on the right, you can see where that trash access is. You can see the chute going all the way up. And then here, another elevation from the north. And then the frontage. And then this is the circulation side. So this is if Lauren's building was not there, obviously. You can see the trash, and then right into the Reddings then. Here we go. Let you take a look. Definitely wanted to take advantage of this cool frontage opportunity, and it's a really interesting area, and there's a lot of cool businesses around here too. You probably saw that in the little community research diagram. Here's a shot of that level 1 terrace. Like I said, I wanted to have a lot of spaces for people to come together, kind of interact as a community. And then this is the rooftop facing the LA River. Again, seating, lounges, we got fire pits, nice landscaping, and obviously great views. Here's the pool and barbecue area. And this side is going to be obviously more aimed at the mountain views, which is great. But I did want to elevate that pool, not only for the sake of not having it come down into the unit below, but also to get those views and kind of elevate above to see around the circulation on the other side. Here's kind of a wider shot. And I guess this is a good little shot of seeing the industrial composite composite metal panels. Sorry, uh, on the left three units compared to the brick on the right two, and I was kind of having an interesting time on what I wanted to do in terms of facade. I came across one of my precedent studies, did a really cool kind of interaction and kind of tied in with the neighborhood as well, as we are kind of in an industrial area, but right on that border between industrial and residential. And I wanted to kind of represent that with materiality there. Here's a view kind of from the canal again, in dumpsters, that trash chute, and also beautiful mountain views in the background. That was definitely something we wanted to focus on throughout the whole project was this idea of elevation, getting up, getting above the bridges as much as we could, elevating away from those railroad tracks and towards those beautiful views. Here's just another kind of overall shot here. Another one from the other side. A little more perspective from the back. And then this is on that L1 terrace, kind of looking up. You can see nice big light well coming down through the center of that circulation. A lot of good planting as well. This is a little pet area. Kind of a money shot of landscaping and the views. Here's that community lounge. Obviously, really cool views at the 6th Street Viaduct as well. And this is a little look at the lobby. You can see the mailroom up there, some planters. You walk over. So yeah, here's kind of a second perspective cut across the front. So we would be basically in the road right now. Kind of just wanted to point out the layout of the units again. So I did end up wanting to stack them vertically in terms of structurally making that work with the columns and everything. That was definitely one of the hardest parts, I would say, and kind of dictated my design a little too much, I would say, because I pretty much planned out my units before I really should have, I would say. So that definitely was a, a problem as I moved forward. And then here's kind of an off-axis perspective section. You can see the L1 terrace and all of that shooting up towards the roof. Over there on the right, we've got roommates unit, and then you can see on the left a little bit seeing into the gym, and then some studio apartments, as well as a little bit of the family. And then, yeah, here's my context physical model, and I hope you enjoyed. That's going to be it. I don't know how long this is, but